Hello, I'm your host Muse, and this is the second episode in ranking the Stardew Valley recipes, and we're going to be doing spring. So, welcome back to the tier list. This is what we've done so far, the winter section, and we're going off of the American grading system if you missed last episode or you're just more a reminder. And we're ranking these off of like how much I remember liking them, roughly how much it costed, yeah, and like difficulty levels or like time and like things like that. So yeah, difficulty levels and time kind of go into this like mixed category. So yeah, we're gonna rank them based off of that. I'm going to watch the video and then come back and tell you where I think it should be placed. First on our list is the ginger ale. I had to use the picture of the pale ale because for some reason I just couldn't find the ginger ale one without like stuff on it or around it, or like it being from someone else's video, so I didn't really want to just like take a picture from someone else's video. Yeah, but this recipe, it was relatively simple. I mean, it is making a drink and like you could buy it from the store, and I think it probably would have been still relatively good. Obviously not as like fresh as a freshly made juice syrup thing, but I thought it was really good, and I think it's one of those that like making it from home I think definitely gave it a bunch of benefits, but I wouldn't say it was like the most outstanding drink I've ever had. So I think it gives it like a solid B tier. Relatively easy, didn't take too much time, and still definitely a good drink. Next on our list, and the last one I'm going to be doing today, is the salad. I'll film more tomorrow probably in hopes that this gets up by the end of the weekend, or it'll be up by Monday probably. Yeah, I think this was a very good salad. I think for the most part there wasn't too many like random things in it, and the grapefruit that was in the recipe I think added a really good like sweetness to it, along with the honey. I think those things paired very well to give it like a little extra flavor. Yeah, I think it was a good salad, and I feel like it's one that you could probably like have on your own, like, or I have on its own. Obviously you could have it on your own. Yeah, so I think that gives it a good B tier of it has enough like fun to it that like while you know you're eating like a healthy salad, it gives it like, it makes it so you don't just feel like you're eating a bunch of spinach. It's the next day and we're starting off with fiddlehead risotto. This recipe is super fun. I honestly didn't know that fiddleheads were real until I did this recipe. I thought they were just like one of those things that Stardew Valley was like, oh, this would be a cool idea. Also because they look so like, they look like there'd be something from like a fantasy world. Like, cause they're just super like, they like have little curls and stuff, and they're really cool. And they have I remember them being pretty good tasting. We ended up getting a lot though from the place that we got it. I think it was called Foraged. They do this kind of stuff because this is a thing that like kind of in the game too. You can only really forage these. I don't know if anyone really grows them. Yeah, but I thought because of that like fun element to it, it definitely gives it some extra points. And for the most part, the recipe wasn't too hard. Getting the fiddleheads though probably is pretty hard. So I feel like that, like, cause it's like a pretty big part of like the dish. So since that's pretty hard to get, that definitely though kind of brings it down. In general though, I remember it being super good, and like the rice itself was also just good. We made it separately without the fiddleheads before, and that was just, it's good rice. It's a good risotto. So this is definitely getting a good B tier, just because if you can't find the fiddleheads, it does kind of make it a little bit, like it's still a good recipe, but it's not the same thing, and it's a pretty like specific item. I realized that I forgot to rank the chowder yesterday, which is surprising because I really like this. In general, I like clam chowder a lot, so that already gives it some points. And I think the only thing that would be like hard is there were a pretty big handful of ingredients that were like it really improves the recipe, so I think that kind of evens it out. and it tastes really good. And clams can be kind of hard to get sometimes though. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, they could be kind of expensive depending on how much you're getting. But in general, I think that if you expect to make a clam chowder, I feel like it's pretty reasonable. And I thought it was amazing. So, A tier. We had some technical difficulties, so it's a new day, but now everything's fine. What happened was I realized, okay, we are on Carp's Prize, but I realized that this is actually the image for it, but we used it for fried mushrooms instead on accident because they look relatively similar enough that if I was just like, that's in roughly the same spot for words or letters, then yeah. But this is the one for fried mushrooms, but since we did the switch accidentally in the last episode, we're going to use this one for Carp's Prize. So with that, Carp's Prize was pretty good. I think it was kind of, since we have baked fish on there, I think it's a pretty similar level. It's good fish, and I like fish, so it was good. And fish can be a little more expensive. This time, I don't remember if last time we didn't get the exact type of fish, but we couldn't actually get carp, but it does have a very specific flavor. So I don't know if that's why I don't think it's the most amazing fish ever. I do remember though, it was great. It was made very well. All the additional flavors were good. And yeah, I think it was definitely a fun meal. So I think still definitely not F. Definitely another B. Lots of B's. I'm not surprised, honestly. Next on our list is the cheese cauliflower. And this one was pretty good. I feel like cauliflower isn't really a widely talked about like vegetable crop, however you want to categorize it. And I think that this is a good recipe to use it. I think that like all the cheeses, I said in the video, like all the cheeses mixed really well and brought like different flavors in. And in general, the ingredients were like, besides getting a bunch of different types of cheeses, everything was pretty expected. So yeah, I think that gives it a good B tier because I think it was good. Next on our list is the rice pudding, and this one was really good. Like the pudding itself and the cherry compote, I think both separately were great, and then mixing them together, they complemented each other very well. Sorry, my dog's playing over there, so he's being a little loud. But I think the only downside was that it took a long time to cool and chill, but we were making like the compote during part of that, and then you could just go do something else. So I feel like the time amount, it's like, yeah, it takes time, but you could just go do something else, so it wouldn't be terrible. And a lot of the things, like if you left it there for longer, it wouldn't have been bad. So if you get distracted, like going to the store, like doing a chore, just doing whatever, playing video games, then like it wouldn't be the end of the world. So I think since its one downside is really minor and it was really good, I think I'm taking it all the way up to A tier. Up next we have Complete Breakfast, and this one, Complete Breakfast is definitely an accurate name for it because it has like really good pancakes, good hash browns, good eggs, a good compote to go on top of it. It's a lot because, I mean, there's a bunch in it, so it's kind of expected that it's a lot, but it's a big recipe. A very good one though. Like those pancakes with the yogurt in them, so good. Like really good pancakes. I think the only thing that makes me not want to put it in A tier is just that it takes so long to make for a breakfast. So I'd say unless you're planning on having it more at like a brunch hour, then this might not be a good breakfast recipe unless you're an early riser or brunch. That's what I'd say to think of when making this recipe. We were having some technical difficulties with the screen recording, but everything's good now. And next on our list is the stir fry. This one, it was pretty good. but I felt like since I'm used to like stir fries with like either beef or chicken in it, it just kind of felt like it was lacking. Like in general, it was still good. Like what it had, it did well, but it just didn't feel like it necessarily had everything I would look for in a stir fry. In general, I think it was like pretty good, and it was a quick meal, but the only thing is that it was the type of quick where it was hard to film because things were cooking, then we had to put more things in. So it was, yeah, fast, but like, it was okay, it was good, but it didn't have everything I would have expected. Next up on our list is the rhubarb pie. This one was, for a pie, I think it was a very interesting flavor, and I thought it was fun. I haven't had a lot of rhubarb, but I thought that it tasted pretty good and that, like, it was a good pie. I thought it was decent dessert. I think the only negative side to it was like how much it has to cool and things like that, but for the most part, it's just a good pie. It wasn't anything like absolutely amazing, so I think that still gets it just a B tier, but it was good. I liked it. Last on our list for today is the pizza, and this one had a lot of different options. It had two different crusts, like a normal wheat crust and then like a gluten-free crust, and also 2 toppings. So I think with it having all those options and just all of it being relatively good, they're decent pizzas. Like, having all those options made it so that the recipe's good, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't say any of the pizzas were like outstanding. Like, they were great, but none of them were like, I don't think about them when I'm thinking of if I want to get a pizza. Probably also because they were a lot of work, because you're making dough and toppings, and especially for this video, since we were making both doughs and both toppings, it was a lot of things. I think because of that, it's gonna get a B, because good, but lots of time. That was ranking the spring section. I'll see you next time to rank the summer section. Thanks for watching.